And Nikita Tszyu, and it's clearly going to be a very entertaining card.
It always is entertaining. No Limits seem to be the only ones who can stitch this sort of stuff together. It's gold. It's great to see these young blokes down the front here putting it all on the line, and that's what it's all about. They want to make statement fights. They're happy to hand over their purse. Good luck to them. Let them go at it, and all the more entertaining for the crowd. But as you said, I'm very, very proud to sit here representing these two young guys at these stage of their careers, and two of Australia's premier knockout artists sitting right here, Benny. So anything's possible with these guys, and it's great to see Liam Wilson come back on the back of the Navarrete loss, which we will forever dispute. But nevertheless, Liam, the roadmap forward for Liam's a very busy one, and we intend to have him back getting that belt that he belongs to and that he owns, that's currently being held by Navarrete early next year. So it's exciting times.
Yeah, tell us about Carlos Alanis, world number 13. He's undefeated in 12 from Argentina. Why is he a good opponent now for Liam Wilson?
Oh, look, any of these guys that are ranked in the top 15 in this particular weight class are all class acts, mate. If you go down the list, they're all good fighters. They all bring something to the table, and for us, it was a matter of finding somebody that could challenge Liam and let him show that his confidence is back and that he belongs at the elite level. I think on the back of Navarrete, everyone agrees that Liam Wilson not only won the fight but belongs at the elite level, at world championship level. And so for us as a group with No Limits, it's just a process of building a roadmap to put him back there in the best position that we can.
As a manager of Tim Tszyu as well as Nikita, you'll remember well the build-up to the Jack Brubaker-Tim Tszyu fight. It was the first time we really saw Tim getting angry with an opponent. Jack clearly had an impact on him, and we saw the emergence of the Soul Taker. What do you think Jack's presence does for Nikita?
Oh, look, I love Jack. I think he's the ultimate presenter when it comes to boxing, and he brings something to the party that many don't. And anyone that thinks, like George said earlier, that Jack Brubaker's a pushover, this guy has a ton of experience, and from our perspective it was all about putting Nikita in front of so many different options, different fighters and different styles. And to get Jack Brubaker at this time in Nikita's career, many say it's an easy fight for Nikita. I don't believe so. I think it's going to be a tough test, and I think Jack, knowing Jack who he is and how he likes to present himself, that he'll bring that entertainment 100%, and him and Nikita will put on a great show.
And it is an eliminator for the Australian Super Welterweight title, which is currently held by Dylan Biggs. What would an Australian title mean if Nikita can get through this fight and challenge for that?
Yeah, I think Nikita's very early in his career, and I think under most circumstances, Australian title might be a little bit further down the line, but Nikita's proven without a doubt that he's made the climb back into the pros very quickly and very successfully, and taking care of everybody that's in his way. And whilst from our team we expect him to do the same when he fights Jack, and then bounce straight back, and given the opportunity with No Limits, we'd love to have Dylan Biggs when the opportunity arises.
Thank you so much, Glenn Jennings. Thanks for joining us here today. We're going to head now to Liam Wilson. As mentioned, he fights against Carlos Alanis, who is undefeated in 12. Liam's most recent fight, he challenged controversially for the world title in Arizona. And Liam, we rewatched that fight this morning and then drove here together. You were very quiet on the drive after having watched that. What was that experience like for you, having to put yourself back through that?
Yeah, it was. That was the first time I watched the fight back in a while. I haven't watched it since past the 6th round. You know, it's quite daunting. I felt like I could be sitting here today as a world champion, and I should be. I fell short in February against Navarrete, and you know, I'm just excited to be back here in my return fight. You know, showcasing my skills and getting back in the world title contention against another tough opponent. Like always, I'm always in the hard fights, and this is no different this time.
Is there any part of you that, sitting here today, even though you don't have the belt, feels a little bit like you are, or at least should be, a world champion?
Yeah, I should be the world champion. Valdez is fighting next weekend, and it should be Wilson versus Valdez. Unfortunately, it's not, but we'll get there. You know, I'm going to get a good decisive win here in good fashion, whether it be knockout or a boxing masterclass, and we'll get back in the contention for a world title.
You've had a bit of a look at Carlos Alanis. What have you made of him?
Yeah, he's a nice, neat boxer. You know, it's nothing I haven't seen before. He's basic. Look, I think my skills will ultimately come out on top. I'm looking forward to make a statement.
Exciting for you to be a part of a show like this at a historic venue like the Hordern Pavilion, live on main events, and part of a double-header with an exciting fight like this.
Yeah, I feel very privileged to be a part of this show. Headlining with Nikita Tszyu, my teammate Ben Hussein. I'm very excited to get in there after a bit of a slow start to the year. I'm excited.
Well, it's great to have you back, Liam Wilson. Looking forward to seeing that fight and seeing the return of Liam Wilson on this huge show. And that takes us now with us, Jack, who we'll start with. You had to make an entrance, didn't you?
No, I just had a bit of trouble tying my stallion up out the front. There's no parking for horses out here.
Did it have a flat tire or something?
No, I was finishing eating.
Jack, how did you feel last time out? We saw you against Troy O'Meara. We knew what was on the line. How did it feel to be back after well over 2 years out of the ring?
Yeah, it felt great to be back in the ring. The No Limit cards, they're amazing. They put on the best performances and the best fighters in Australia. So it was a pleasure to be on the card again. It was good. I knew the Nikita fight was there if I got through Troy. Troy came out hard and fast. He threw a bunch of punches, but nothing landed. Nothing hurt me. I dropped him in the second round, and after that I just knew I had to get through the fight, just box smart, land the clean shots, come out unscathed. Troy's a messy fighter, like he gets cut easily against Wade, he gets cut, Wade got cut. I just didn't want to get a head clash and get caught in a brawl with him and miss the opportunity to fight Nikita here. So it was good, I felt good. I woke up the next day, felt like a solid sparring session, straight back in the gym, and you got that excitement to level up.
Do you feel like you've got a point to prove against the Tszyu family after having fought Tim a few years ago?
Oh man, I'd love to get one back on the Tszyus. I know Tim's gone exceptionally well in his career, and it was an honour to share the ring with him, and he's getting better and better every fight. But I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason. I enjoyed a couple of years off. I'm loving my gym again. I'm training at BTS. I'm hungry. I'm fresh. I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason, and this fight's come around at the perfect time.
What have you made of Nikita? I'm sure you've been watching closely. How do you think he compares to Tim?
Oh man, I think Nikita's a lot more entertaining. He likes to trade. He gets in there, and man, it's a perfect fight for me. I hope he comes and lets his hands go, because that's when I'm at my best. And I feel like it has a Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler type of style to it. We're going to come out fast. I'm going to fight a lot differently to how I fought Troy. I've got nothing to lose now. It's the weight of the world and Australia's on Nikita's shoulders now, and he can sort of experience that. But man, I'm just going to enjoy the experience. I feel good, and I look good. I feel back. I've been in 23 wars, and man, I still look this good. So I'm looking forward to getting back in there.
You've pretty much talked your way into this fight, so is there anything you want to say to Nikita, who's now sitting just a couple of seats down?
I'm just looking forward to getting in there with him. I'm glad I'm in there boxing him in the ring. I'm glad Nikita's got a little bit of a weird vibe around him. I wouldn't go back to his house if he invited me over for a barbecue, I tell you that. But man,
I'd feed you some weird stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'd wake up with his dogs licking my toes out the back, tied up to a chair. So I know he's a strange cat, but man, he can fight. So I'm looking forward to putting on a good show, and it's going to be a cracker. Man, all these people that watch that performance against Troy, it's 2.5 years out of the ring, saying that, I'm not ready for Nikita. Man, I've been in 23 wars, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm ready, I'm hungry, this is a good fight. They're the same people that after Nikita fought Ben Horn were saying that Nikita wasn't ready for me. So it's just water off a duck's back, all these commenters, and I'm just going to prove myself, prove my family, prove my gym, prove Australia that I got what it takes to be back on the top.
Nikita Tszyu, is that a fair assessment? You're a strange cat?
Pretty much, yeah. Like that's a very good description of me. I'd probably say the same thing about you. Like it's not the usual kind of scene to see someone walking around with a cowboy hat and belt buckle like that. But look, it's a beautiful personality that you have. You got like a little bubbliness to you, and yeah, I respect it. You're unique, and you own it. That's a good thing.
Thank you.
Can you respond to that?
Oh, man,
Bubbliness?
anything, I'll take anything. I'm just not going back to his house for a barbecue.
Yeah, you got to take the compliments. You got to take the compliments.
Man, I'm full of compliments. I'll take them all as I get them. So thank you very much, and looking forward to sharing the ring.
Likewise.
And a barbecue potentially afterwards, Nikita. Would you like to extend the invitation now?
Nah, probably not. Sorry, I only bring my friends over, and yeah, not to be awkward or anything, but
That's all right. Have you got many friends, Mark?
yeah, I got a couple. I got 4 friends.
Four.
Four good
Four's
mates
better
of
than
mine.
3.
Wait, does that mean to mean something, or is it just...
Well, this is
4 friends
going.
is better than 3 friends.
Oh, okay.
3 friends is better than 2 friends.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I thought that was it.
Well, this is going into weird areas at the moment, but Nikita, tell us about this fight and what it represents to you, because I know that you felt after what you've done in recent times that you needed to go to the next level. You needed to step up the level of your opponent, and clearly Jack is that.
Yeah, this is definitely a massive step up for me. It's a step up from the... How many fights has had? 23 fights, you just said?
23.
That's, yeah, definitely like twice as much as my most recent fights. So it's a huge step up for me in both experience and styles. He's a very durable fighter. He's been around the game for a very long time. I used to watch him spar George Kambosos at our gym when I was 14 years old. So I've known him for quite a long time. So it's good to get in there with someone that's who's been aging for a while. Not to say that you're old. You're like a fine wine.
Fine one indeed.
Yeah.
Just keep going, Nikita, please.
Yeah, I don't know where else to say.
What have you seen from Jack, not only in the ring over the road here the other night, but also his presence and the fact that he wants this fight? Where do you think he's at?
Yeah, I think he's ready for it as well. I'm not going to judge the most recent fight because, again, 2 years off, you're dusting off the cobwebs, as he said. As well, he's trying to stay durable, he's trying to not get any cuts. The Troy O'Malley fight would have been a war if he fought his regular style. So he knew that there is a possible fight in the future with me. So he did the kind of right style, right assessment, right adjustments, and I'm glad everything worked out the way it is.
Back at the Horden Pavilion, you had a really tough night there against Ben Horn. Some people would see some similarity. Clearly, Jack has been around for longer and had a lot more fights, but he's a warrior, Jack Brubaker, much like Ben Horn, which you seem to have a bit to figure out.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I need these kind of fights. I need fights that push me into the deeper rounds. I don't like the first round knockouts. They're good and all in maybe the later part of your career, but at the start you want to build the experience. So when those tough fights do happen, you're well adjusted. And this is a fight that I'm going to learn a lot from, a lot about myself. Look, the Ben Horn fight was the fight that I learned the most about myself. I had the biggest step up from that fight till the next when I versed Dark Dryden. I felt like I had changed gears completely because I got to really battle myself in that fight.
Jack clearly thinks he wins this fight. A lot of people think this fight goes the distance either way, but I know you'll be looking for a stoppage. Your brother stopped him in round 4. He's over there. Do you think you can do it faster?
Yeah, he beat my one-round stoppage last time, so 4's the aim, but we're ready for anything. We're ready for the whole 8-round distance. I've been sparring 8 rounds for quite some time now, and we've got a very high tempo, and yeah, we're ready for the dirtiest, hardest fight that we can possibly get.
And I'll leave it to you to finish. Anything you'd like to say, weird or otherwise, to Jack?
What's with the cowboy thing? I've always been curious about this. I've never had any
I grew up riding horses my whole life, so down Darks Forest Riding Ranch. That's my family business, and yeah, man, I just enjoy the whole cowboy thing.
I respect that, yeah. Because you're from Cronulla, so I was like, it's weird that a cowboy will come from Cronulla, and I was always a little confused. I thought it was a bit of a gimmick, but I'm glad that we got this sorted.
I'm glad we could do that here. Thank you so much.
I'd take him for a horse ride, but I wouldn't want to be in the bushes alone with him.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'll race him, man. I'm a little mental when it comes to adrenaline.
Yeah, no doubt. We might get these two to face off, which anything could happen here quite clearly. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming along to this official announcement press conference. It's been very, very entertaining. Our pay-per-view brought to you by No Limit on Main Event Television, the Horden Pavilion. And as we get Nikita and Jack to face the front, please, boys. Oh, they're deep in conversation now. And this is Nikita Tszyu and Jack Brubaker. I'm Ben Damon. I'll see you at the fights.